For those of us living in Florida, knowing how to manage your yard can be overwhelming. Well, we're here to help. Tom Wichman from the University of Florida's Florida Friendly Landscaping Program shares his DIY tips for helping you manage your Florida yard.
Have you ever been to the theme parks and seen those beautiful container gardens that brighten up all the entrances? Well, you can make your own place look like the theme parks by planting your own mixed container gardens. Now, to get started, you want to choose a proper container. And there's so many to choose from these days. We've got ceramic, we've got plastic, we've got clay. What's the one to choose? No matter which container you choose, you want to make sure that it's got proper drainage. So you want to make sure there's a drain hole so that your pot doesn't end up sitting in too much water. When you get to the garden center, there's a nice little formula to help you choose plants. It's called the Thriller, Filler, and Spiller formula. First, we'll choose the Thriller. That Thriller plant is going to be something colorful, maybe with nice blooms or colorful foliage. Second, we'll go ahead and choose that filler plant, and it may be more than one plant. We might have multiple plants that just kind of fill the bulk of the pot. They may or may not have blooms. And then we've got the spiller. That spiller is going to hang over the edge of the pot and complete the container. We want to make sure to get these planted properly. So a lot of people will fill the bottom of the container with gravel or something heavy like that. We're going to use this new spacer, and this spacer will sit in the bottom of the pot and provide a void in the bottom of the container, and we'll use less soil. So it's not going to be quite so heavy for you to drag around the landscape. So you go ahead and use a good well-drained potting media, fill that container, go ahead and position your plants, and then go ahead and fill in the voids around each of those plants with that nice well-drained media. Water and fertilize your plant as needed to keep it healthy throughout the growing season. And if something dies, go ahead and just replace that one plant. You don't have to replace all the plants to keep this container looking good. And maybe you'll bring a little bit of the theme park home to your own landscape. We all have beautiful container plants that we want to keep looking that way and continue to keep growing. And one of the ways to do that might be to apply fertilizer. The reasons to fertilize might be to increase blooming, increase the size of our plants, just increase the overall growth, and maybe to correct any nutritional deficiencies that might show up. If you are going to fertilize, we've got water-soluble products, controlled release products, and we have natural products. Natural products are things like seaweed or fish emulsion. If you are choosing to use water-soluble fertilizer products, which are very common, all you do is measure out the recommended amount. The package, it'll tell you how much to use. Put it in your watering can and water your plant in well with it. For a controlled release product, all you do is sprinkle this fertilizer out onto the surface of the pot, but look at them first. They may not require any fertilizer at all. Indoor plants don't need fertilizer very often because they're not growing very much, so it can be many months between fertilizations with indoor plants. Outdoor plants will need it a little more frequently. So just read your package, it'll give you some good recommendation for the frequency. So fertilizing doesn't have to be difficult, and remember, we don't always have to fertilize. Fertilizing is one of those things we can do to keep our plants looking and performing their best. Have you ever gone to the garden center on the weekend looking for some potting soil and been totally perplexed? Well, I'm going to teach you some potting soil basics. You can mix your own potting media and have success. So we're going to look at the base of the material. We're going to be using Canadian sphagnum peat moss. It's going to hold moisture and also hold nutrients. Next is perlite. Perlite is a volcanic rock that is there to provide nice porous air spaces for your soil and keep it nice and loose. You'll also want to make sure that you add some vermiculite. Vermiculite is an expanded clay, and it's going to help hold moisture as well as keeping the pore spaces open. And then some people like to add a little bit of bark to their media as well, especially if you're using it for outdoor plants. If you want a really well-drained media, you might want to think about adding a nice coarse sand. There are lots of recipes out there that you can choose from. I'm using about 2 quarts of Canadian sphagnum peat moss, 2 quarts of perlite, 2 quarts of vermiculite, and 2 quarts of bark. And I'm going to mix it all together with a tablespoon of dolomitic lime. This is a recipe that works well for me, but just like every gardener out there, they've got their own things that work best for them. And it depends a little bit about what plants you're choosing from today. So we just mix this all together. You get all the components together, mix it in till it feels good to you, feels good to the touch. And then you go ahead and fill your bins and you're ready to go and start replanting your plants. Whether you mix your own or buy a store-bought media, Choosing the right media is key to making sure that your plants thrive for years to come. We all have that house plant or other containerized plant that might be struggling a little bit. Maybe it's too big for its current container, or maybe it's just been in that pot for a long time. Repotting is simple, and it can be done at any time of the year. We could have containers made of plastic, or it could be ceramic. They have that pop of color and can really be gorgeous, or it could even be made out of clay. Clay has the benefit it breathes, and so it will tend to dry out just a little bit quicker than some of the other products. Ideally, any of them should have drainage. If these pots don't have drainage, make sure you're putting some sort of graveling in the bottom of them to make sure that there's an area for water to gather. Now, for selecting your potting media, try and choose the best product that you can get. Usually you get what you pay for with potting media. Something nice, well-drained, and lightweight, you'll probably have the best success with. So once you have your media, you've got your pot, it's a good idea to go ahead and get started. Take your plant out of its current container, examine the roots, clean it up at that point in time, loosen the roots if needed, add soil to your container, add your plant, and fill around the outside. Once that's done, all you have to do is water the plant in well, and you'll water whenever it needs it. Replanting your container plants will reinvigorate them and give them a fresh look. Do you ever have that plant in your collection you just wish you could share with your friends and family? Well, plant propagation is the answer, and it's not rocket science. There's lots of ways to propagate things. We're going to talk a little bit about seeds, a little bit about cuttings, and layering. Cutting maybe takes a little bit more effort. If it has really large leaves, we might cut those leaves in half, and then we want to plant them in some sort of media that's going to hold them up. Could be soil, could be perlite, vermiculite, even sand can work as a rooting medium. It's best to keep them in a cool location where they'll stay moist. Get your cuttings trimmed to the right size, dip them in a rooting hormone. We use that to promote our rooting, and then we stick them in the media. Next, let's talk a little bit about air layering. It's not a difficult process. It's just a way of rooting a cutting while that cutting is still attached to the mother plant. Remove a section of bark from around the stem, then dust in some rooting hormone. We're gonna wrap that stem with wet sphagnum moss, and then I like to wrap it with plastic, tighten that plastic down with some twist ties top and bottom, and then I cover it with aluminum foil. And hopefully in about 6 to 12 weeks, we'll have a nice rooted cutting that we can remove and pot up into a nice container and grow on to give to your friends or family. So plant propagation doesn't have to be hard or intimidating. It's just a fun way for you to help share your collection with your friends and neighbors.
Thanks, Tom. For more information on the Florida Friendly Landscaping Program, visit floridafriendlylandscaping.com.